So I'm on the phone with U.S. Bank, and I've been trying to get them to accept my homeowner's assistance application since September. We're in November, but since October actually. And they kept telling me that they weren't getting it, and they weren't getting it, and they weren't getting it, and that basically if to keep from being in pre-foreclosure, that application needed to be accepted. I sent it. I talked to several representatives. I've had call after call after call with them, trying to get them. I did everything but fax it. I got set up an online account with on their website, and then I actually sent it to their email like a ton of times. And then just today, I called in to make a payment, and this lady told me that I've already been put over to foreclosure, and they never got my documentation. And I'm just so upset because this all could have been avoided. She told me that the files had to be uploaded in a PDF format. And before they told me I could just take a snapshot with my phone of the documents after they mailed them to me, and they spent all this time wasting time it cost me to now be in foreclosure. And she has been difficult from the time I got her on the phone. US Bank has been difficult ever since they bought my loan. And, that's why I really don't recommend US Bank for any type of services whatsoever. But I had to ask that the lady pull the phone call, because I'm like, you guys have to take some responsibility. Just today, she told me, oh, those have to be in PDF. So I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. That's not even everyday common person knowledge. And then she was saying, oh, well, I'm tech savvy and I know this stuff and you should have known all this. And I'm like, we were trying to get to the bottom of this for weeks and weeks. And it's obviously a scam. If I didn't claim that it was COVID related hardship, then they didn't want to have anything to do with trying to help me out. They just wanted to let me fucking rot in hell. I was trying to make payments. I just, uh, took a job making better money. Just today, I called to make a payment. I called them. I said, I'd like to make my payment, And they're like, oh, no, you got pushed over to foreclosure today. So now we can only accept the whole payment, which is like $5,000. And I just don't have that. And I just think it's total fucking bullshit, the games that they're playing. And I'm like, you guys got to take some accountability for not telling me that it needed to be in a fucking PDF format. Here, me and their reps, their managers, and some of the other people are trying to figure out what exactly the holdup is and why this isn't working. And kept telling me it was an error on their system and a problem with all of that. And next thing you know, I'm getting foreclosed on. And I'm like, hey, well, how do you even do that? And she told me over the phone just now how to pull it up as if I'm going to print the document, and then I can save it as a PDF. And I'm like, but then she's like, well, I'm tech savvy. I'm like, I'm tech savvy, but I didn't know that shit. And nobody ever told me that. So the second that she told me that's how it needed to be, I had to go back in there, find the email. It's from like October 31st or October 9th. It's over a month old that I've been trying to get to the bottom of this. That's why she's on the phone right now and why she's on hold, because I asked her to pull the phone call. I'm like, you guys have to take some accountability for, like, otherwise it's a scam. And I told her I was going to put this shit on the YouTube and tell everybody, what a bullshit scam they're running, because it is bullshit. Like, I sent it to them. I got on there one time with the rep, and she's like, okay, this is just so crazy. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have you send it 5 times in a row. And so I did. And then I got a message that it had been received and that not to worry, my documents were there. And then I had to call back in because it still weren't being accepted. And I talked to several different people multiple times. This lady acts like she doesn't even know what I'm talking about. But for some reason, she knows that my shit got sent over into foreclosure. And so I'm so upset. And I think that they should have to honor the fact that, I mean, that's such a stupid thing. And I have documentation and a record showing that we were trying to get to the bottom of this so that this would prevent this very thing from happening. So I pulled up the email. I turned them into PDFs, which is so fucking stupid and weird. She said I could pull it up as if I'm going to print it and then save it as a PDF document, which was very easy. And no, it wasn't common knowledge because I didn't fucking know, or I would have already done it and taken care of it. And then she's like, well, we told you could have faxed it. So first they mailed it to me. I filled it out. I took pictures. I sent it to them. They claimed they didn't get it. So then I had to log in through their bank portal and set up an account, and then I did it through the online process. They still claim they didn't get it. So I kept calling and I kept calling and I kept asking them what's going on. We had supervisors involved. We had their tech support involved. We had, and to no resolve. And not one person in all these conversations said anything to me about, oh, this needs to be in a PDF format. And so today I got some ducks in a row. Yeah, I'm behind, but you know, I was calling to make a $1,200 fucking payment and try to get back on track. Why is it taking her so long?
Jonathan?
Let's hear what she says. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. All right. So I did listen to the call with you and Juan, Mr. Juan on the 31st. And you guys were speaking about the modification options, and he was advising how the increase in the interest rate may be under a modification due to the interest rates are currently at a market rate of 7.5%.
And
you say that that's not something that you would agree to.
Correct.
And he advised that if we were to get the loss mitigation workout package in, then you could make a single payment. But that was on the 31st, and we haven't got any additional documents after that call. The last documents that we got was on the 27th of October.
But you got documents?
The last email that we received, rather, was on the 27th of October, and those documents didn't upload.
But you saw documents attached to them?
I don't see the documents attached to them, but I do see spaces that has a number 1. And then on another email on the 27th that was uploaded, it has 4, 3.
Did you hear the beginning of the phone call? What was the beginning of the phone call with that representative about?
Where an agent transferred you over from a different department and you requested to speak with a supervisor.
And what was the issue?
Is that your documents were not uploading to the file.
And did you hear anywhere on that phone call him suggest to me at all, under any circumstance, that PDF was the solution?
No, I didn't hear him suggest that, but no documents were received after that call either.
Well, I don't. Did he suggest to me that I should turn it into a PDF? I don't know what would make me think I needed to do anything differently.
So you did not send any additional documents after that call on the 31st, and you guys did not speak about the email received on the 27th of October during that call.
But I was transferred to him to get to the bottom of why the system error was. And I was trying.
And then you guys began speaking about other issues.
But you heard me on that call ask for a supervisor, and then he didn't put me through to one, correct?
Juan is the escalation representative, a supervisor as well.
Oh, he is? But he didn't help me get to the bottom of why the upload wasn't working, correct?
I can continue to listen to the call to see what happened at the end of the call to see, but I stopped. I didn't listen to the full call because I already had you on hold for a while, but I can continue to listen. Are
you understanding what I'm saying, though? The call was transferred to him to get to the bottom of why the internal system wasn't getting my uploaded documents.
Correct. That's what initially you stated when you came over, and then you guys got to speaking about other things. But I can continue to listen to the call to see what the end result was within that call.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. But why would we end up talking about other things other than, why wouldn't the conversation have been about, why didn't he help me get to solve the problem? Maybe you need to listen to the full call.
Let me listen to that, and I'll answer that for you. One moment.
Okay, thank you. Oh boy, they're in the hot seat now. So basically, which is exactly what I was just saying, and it finally got to a supervisor who was basically trying to say, hey, you don't want this to happen. You don't want it to go over to, he basically refused to help me figure out what the problem was, and instead talked me into just figuring out how to just, make a payment, and, I'd be fine by tax time, and they were going to raise my interest, and it wasn't going to be something that I was going to be able to do, but I was saying, yeah, but I really need to get this done. And then they didn't fucking help me get it done. And now I just sent it. I wish I had a way to show you, but I just sent it. As soon as I talked to before I was even off of this phone call, I emailed them those documents turned into a PDF. But it may not matter, because me and my family may be on the street now because of this fucking bitch and this fucking bullshit fucking U.S. Bank. If I was anybody, I wouldn't ever do business with them to save your life, because they will fuck you majorly in the ass with no lube. That's literally what they're trying to do to me and my family. And then I have to call them out and have them pull a phone call because what, you can trust me with $200,000, but you don't trust my word. I'm telling you, this is exactly what happened. She's on record showing that she actually saw that shit was trying to go through. It's like they saw that there was a problem. They saw that this was going this direction, and have zero accountability, and to trying to actually keep this situation from happening unless it's a quote unquote COVID hardship. It's like they're really trying to penalize people for not, participating in this big COVID fucking conspiracy. And look how long I've been on the phone. Which, what does that say? 52 minutes. U.S. Bank. Home mortgage. And so basically, when I got the guy on the phone, I was like, and he's supposed to be, escalation or whatever, like she just said. I was transferred over to him to figure it out. He sidetracked me and talked me into, no, let's not, you don't even want the application sort of situation. And I was really kind of adamant about, yeah, I do. I want this to happen because I need it to prevent the pre-foreclosure. We very specifically had a conversation about how my application needed to go in, and they basically ignored it over and over and over and over again and did not fucking address it, nor did they give me any insight onto why this shit was happening or how to fucking actually fix it to prevent this shit from even happening. It's a fucking scam. And basically they're going to end up saying, sorry, but you should have known. But I'm saying, I don't know about that. I think that they should be accountable for trying to scam people like this, man. Yeah, I got a little bit behind, but I'm trying to make it right. The guy convinced me that, hey, just get a payment made. And that was, within a week or two ago, it wasn't that long. And he told me, it could be any time, but you should be fine for right now. Just make sure that you get a payment in. And so the day I call to make a fucking payment, they tell me that my shit's already been bounced over there. And the fact that they're saying this about the PDF bullshit is just That to me is like automatic scam. Like, I'm not some fucking 80-year-old fucking that doesn't know their dick from a fucking hole in the ground. It's really fucking annoying. Obviously, I don't want to lose my home. I wish that I had the first part of the conversation recorded. Because she is so full of shit. I mean, you know, why aren't they transparent? What's the problem with transparency? What's the problem with trying to, try to help people from this sort of thing happening? I'm not a total fucking moron. The second she told me how to do it, or even said it was even an issue, like, I had a conversation. I was transferred to this escalation guy to solve this problem so that this didn't happen. So I'm like, why is it happening? So now she's pulling the call. And I don't know what the fuck to do. I feel like I should fucking hire a fucking lawyer or something. I mean, honestly, I don't want a fucking loan with a fucking bank, but I don't want my shit fucking going under either. The whole thing was, if I could have just got my application, my homeowner's mortgage assistance application in, if they could have just received it, then they could have put a stop or a hold on my home going into pre-foreclosure. That's why I called so many times. That's even though I couldn't make a payment, it's because I wanted to keep transparent communication with the bank. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, so you guys' conversation you initially called, and then you guys got to speaking about other things when he tried to see what your hardship was and was just explaining the benefits. So that was never addressed or brought back up within the conversation either.
Right. So at no point it was ever brought to my attention that it needed to be in a PDF format.
No, you guys never got back to that point of the conversation.
Wasn't that his job to help me get to the bottom of that?
Yes, but then you guys got to speaking about other things, and it didn't get brought back up at the end when you guys were getting done with the conversation, and he asked if there are any additional questions, and you said no, and you guys ended the call.
And because we had discussed, he said I would be fine if I just got a payment made.
If you was in Lawson, if we got that workout package.
Right, and he was supposed to make sure that we got that package before the end of the call, and somehow talked me out of. Somehow it didn't get resolved. I'm not sure whose responsibility that is.
Okay. What I can do is open up a complaint and send that call up, advising that you called regarding the document upload, and you felt like you was talked out of sending in the workout package and was not giving the correct information in order to have the file opened up for review, and now your loan's in foreclosure. And they will review that and review your account and respond to you in writing within 30 days.
Do you consider U.S. Bank at all responsible to make sure that if somebody has a home loan with you and they call in to on something this serious, that they fix that instead of talking about other things?
So what happened in that call, it's kind of, he was getting to see was your hardship was COVID at the beginning of that call, because he could have ran you for options by phone for my take on it. And then he got to advising you of the information as far as what you needed to know about the current interest rate.
That's not really what I asked you. I asked if
That's
you.
not my decision to make within that call. I can send it to the complaint department. They will review that, and they can answer that question in the complaint.
Well,
but I wouldn't, be able to make that call.
Well, I'm not sure that you understand the question. I'm trying to see, does U.S. Bank have a responsibility if a situation like this happens and a home loan customer calls in and has correspondence for weeks on end to try to prevent a pre-foreclosure situation, and they're transferred to an escalation? Isn't that the responsibility of U.S. Bank to solve that during that phone call?
It was that agent's responsibility to resolve that at the beginning of the call, during the call, but the call went somewhere else. So what can happen is they can review that call and make the determination due to your original issue was not addressed, which caused your loan to go into foreclosure from that call.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd appreciate it, because I just sent them the MAP U.S. Bank email. I converted those now that you've informed me of that. I converted those to PDFs and sent them before we even got off this call.
Okay.
And so if you could make a note of that too, that would be great. And then could I get some type of confirmation number on that being rolled up the chain so that I could have a reference?
Yes, you'll get a complaint number as well from the complaint that I'm opening.
Can't just fix the glitch, huh?
That has to go through higher ups, and it has to be reviewed. They're going to review your account in whole to make that determination.
Well, I wished I'd have had COVID, but it seems like the only help they offer is for people that fed into the whole COVID conspiracy. I don't believe in COVID, and I don't believe that that's the only reason that people should be able to qualify for any type of homeowner's assistance. And I think it's very malicious that they did this intentionally, and I think that it shows intentional malice on the part of U.S. Bank. And so I will be speaking to...
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you've...
COVID, you're getting the options confused. So we would be able to offer you help with options by phone if you were impacted by COVID. If you were not impacted by COVID, you would have to send in the workout package to be reviewed for options.
Right. And when you guys refused to receive it, when you guys refused to receive an impacket that was non-COVID related, you deliberately did not help me get it in before it got sent over to pre-foreclosure. So I would consider that intentional, because you reviewed the call and showed that your representative deliberately took the conversation away from how the conversation was initiated and turned it into something else where we didn't resolve the problem before this happened. But I do appreciate you reviewing the call for me, and I'll wait for the reference number. This isn't something that I really wanted to deal with.
It's going to be a minute. I have to fill it out. Give me one moment.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Can you fucking believe this shit? Can you fucking believe this shit?
It's ridiculous.
Huh?
It's ridiculous.
And she's gonna have to file a fucking complaint on what, themselves? So I have to file a complaint? I started recording this shit.
You should be.
Huh?
You should be.
Why?
Because it's ridiculous.
Which part's ridiculous?
All of it. There isn't a part that's not ridiculous.
But do you know where I'm saying? What I'm saying? Where I'm coming from?
I should have told you.
Did you hear what she said?
What part and when?
The call she was running was me getting transferred from U.S. Bank saying, she told me to send it 5 times. And she's like, it must be internal then. It's on our end. I'm going to have to transfer you to our internal tech support who handles that link and that software, and they're going to have to figure out what's wrong with it. Then he got on the phone, and then he started telling me all this other shit about how my interest I wasn't going to qualify unless I had the application received, and unless it was COVID, then they could help me over the phone. But if it wasn't COVID, it had to be through the application. And then for some reason, they just weren't receiving it over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But never fucking said shit about it being a PDF until the day it was already sent. Oops, it's out of our hands.
What's that?
And now I have to file a complaint. Now they're going to look at it as a whole. Well, that's what they were already going to do. I hope they fire that bitch, and I hope they fire everybody in there. Beans. With some,
So in your complaint, I stated that the borrower called in on 10/31/2022 due to mortgage assistance form was not uploading to file. Borrower feels like agent didn't address issue he called in about, which caused loan to be sent to foreclosure. Anything else you would like for me to add to this complaint?
yes, that you actually reviewed that call, and you can confirm what I said.
No, I'm going to attach the call to the complaint.
Oh, that would be excellent. And so then, now what do we do? You said in 30 days I'll hear something in writing?
Our complaint department will review that call, and they will respond to you in 30 days in writing.
Nice. Well, I called to make a payment, so that's unfortunate that you guys won't take my payment. So I just wanted, if you could document that as well, that I tried to make a payment and that I was denied.
Yeah, our full conversation will be noted to your account.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Can you get ready for the reference number? Just text it to me. I appreciate your help. It was obviously, I don't know if it was malicious or intentional or a miscommunication, but when there's a family's home and a foreclosure on the line, I think that it really matters.
I understand. I completely understand. I'm not sure why the conversation went the way that it did or how it went the way that it did without addressing the original concerns, but sometimes it does happen. It gets away from the customer and the rep what that initial call was regarding. So, but that'll be something that they'll speak with him about to make that determination and listen to that call.
It was an escalated call, after all, you know.
And definitely, I did hear the agent on the other end state that, so, when she sent the call over, so. One moment.
And you might note that I've resent those documents as a PDF.
Yes, I did. I did hear you state that. I did note that to my notes as well. That you emailed the mortgage assistance application over tonight in the PDF format.
Correct. This is bullshit. A PDF? Something as minuscule as a PDF? Shit, I'm being recorded. PDF? Fucking PDF? Boy, I'm glad I recorded this shit. Oh.
I'm going to have to download and save this call to the complaint.
Okay. Fucking bitch. She's one snot-nosed bitch. A fucking PDF?
So my notes in your complaint, and let me know if you need me to add anything else. Borrower called in on 10/31 due to a mortgage assistance application was not uploading to file. Borrower feels like agent did not address issue he called in about, which caused loan to be sent to foreclosure. Borrower would like loan removed from foreclosure. Any additional information that you wish for me to document to this complaint?
Well, I just want to note that you're noting that I feel that he didn't help me, but you're not stating a fact, which is that he just didn't help me resolve it. It's not that I didn't.
So
it's not that I felt that way. It's that it just did. That's just a fact.
Okay. Yes, they'll listen to that call as well and come to that conclusion as well. They definitely are going to listen to that call.
I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
You heard the way they word that shit? Like, You felt that he didn't. No, you already done told me that he didn't. You listened to the call. Oh, she said it went. The conversation went somewhere else, and she doesn't know why. But it didn't get resolved. That's a fucking scam, bitches. Busted. Right up in the chops. Right in the old kisser smacker. Rooney. Quiet. I know. Fuck. We just need the number, you psycho. We gotta make dinner. We got hungry kids that are about to turn into animals. There it is. U.S. Bank. An hour and 10 minutes for them to tell me I'm fucked. It really shouldn't take that long. I never could stand U.S. Bank. Now I hope they burn in rotten hell for all eternity. And I said it before and I'll say it again. Don't ever do business with them for any reason whatsoever. I wouldn't even dump your Johnny on the spots in their parking lot. I wouldn't even piss on them to put them out if they were on fire to save their life. And any other fun puns that make them a piece of shit. Oh my God. I don't hear your typer pecking. Fucking bitch. Just give me my confirmation number and I'll roll out. Roll out. Maybe you could get all my stuff ready for me.
I'm supposed to be getting a confirmation number to text you.
I'm also adding that they're stating that no Florida states, no other agent advised that documents emailed needed to be in PDF format to upload to file. Document.
Well, she's real fucking helpful now, ain't she? Fucking bitch. If you guys paid this close attention the whole time, we wouldn't be in this situation. Fuckers. I'm also putting in my report that you called in complaining about we never told you what to do. Sorry, buddy. Well, I guess I just saved $1,200. Come on.
All right, I want to get you this number. Just wanted to make sure I had all the bases that they needed to address. So, Ward called in on 1031 to speak with supervisor and got agent 6F6. Reason for call on 1031 was mortgage assistance application not uploaded to file. Ward feels like agent didn't address issues he called in about, which caused loan to be sent to foreclosure. Ward will like loan removed from foreclosure. Ward states no agent advised that documents emailed needed to be in PDF format to upload to file. Documents emailed was received on 10/27/2022, which was in JPEG and did not upload to account. Anything else that you feel like I need to add to that?
I don't think so. I appreciate it.
Okay. Making sure that everything is clearly documented. All right, the reference number for the complaint that I filed for you was 07806-447.
07806-447.
07806-447.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. I sure appreciate it.
Not a problem, Jonathan. Any additional questions, comments, or concerns that you have for me this evening?
No, you have a great rest of your day.
You're welcome, sir, and I'm very sorry about all this. Hopefully that complaint would help resolve the issues that you're having, okay?
I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir, and thanks for using U.S. Banking. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, thanks, you too. Bye. Fucking assholes, sons of bitches, motherfuckers. Ooh, that makes me so mad. That's going to end this